As we continue to navigate through this pandemic, I want you to know that we are doing everything we can to ensure your safety so that we can continue to build critical infrastructure for our clients and communities. I want to thank you for everything that you're doing to help keep our job sites and offices safe places to work. To help stop the spread of COVID-19, please follow these protocols.
Before coming to work, it is recommended to check your temperature and assess how you feel. All individuals will also be screened upon arrival to the job site. You should stay home if you have a fever greater than 99.6 degrees Fahrenheit, a persistent cough, an acute or a new respiratory illness causing shortness of breath, or if you've been in close contact with someone who has these symptoms. If you meet any of these conditions, or if you feel sick during your shift, please stop work and contact your supervisor as soon as possible. On the job site, as in public, it's important to practice social distancing. That means keeping a distance of 6 feet minimum at all times, whenever possible. This goes especially for meetings. If you hold an in-person meeting, meet outside or in a well-ventilated area if possible. Limit your number to 10 people or less. Face coverings are recommended. Include only essential attendees. Space at least 6 feet between each person, and don't share communal food. Boxed lunches are okay. For common areas, such as lunch and break spaces, and restrooms, and hand washing stations, maintain proper spacing. If a common area does not allow for proper spacing, consider taking turns or staggering times for use. Limit other scenarios that conflict with social distancing. Avoid physical contact. Refer to the vehicle guidance document for shared vehicle recommendations. In accordance with CDC guidelines, we're requiring employees to keep face masks on their person and to wear face masks when working within 6 feet of each other. In general, reusable cloth face masks should be washed at least once daily. Use water and mild detergent and dry in a hot dryer. It is also essential to wash your hands thoroughly for at least 20 seconds after using the bathroom, before and after preparing or eating food, after blowing your nose, coughing, or sneezing, or after touching any kind of contaminated surface or object. If you're unable to wash your hands, use hand sanitizer as an alternative. If you sneeze or cough, use a tissue or your elbow. Do your best to avoid touching your face. As it applies to your role and workplace, clean and disinfect high-touch surfaces. That means kitchen and coffee water areas, restrooms, break rooms and lunchrooms, doorknobs and handles, stair rails and other railings, shared hand tools and power tools, or other equipment, such as generators, pressure washers, or oxyacetylene. Other areas include vehicle cabs, door handles, radio knobs, etc., including pool cars, wash stations, phones, and keyboards. If someone at your office or project is believed to have been exposed to COVID-19, that location must follow a special deep cleaning or viral contamination cleanup process. Contact the project manager immediately about potential exposure. Well, that's a lot of things to remember. If you have questions related to Sundt's COVID-19 response plan or company protocol, talk to your supervisor or project leadership, or visit the website on the screen. For urgent matters related to COVID-19, please contact your manager. Call the Sundt COVID-19 hotline at 480-293-3255 or email crisis@sundt.com.
Please be sure to follow these protocols. These are very unusual circumstances we're working under, and we need everyone to do their part to help maintain a clean and safe workplace. Thank you for your efforts, and thank you for everything that you do.
All Sundt projects require hard hat, safety glasses, high visibility clothing or vest, and sturdy work boots as a minimum level of personal protective equipment for everyone on site. Delivery drivers and all visitors to the site must also comply with these PPE requirements. Make sure you're prepared to handle a chemical spill, and should one occur, notify Sundt immediately. All work on energized equipment, vehicles, or tools must follow established lockout-tagout procedures. This applies to all stored energy, including gravity, compressed air, gases, and spring tension, to name a few. Fuel must be transported and stored in the appropriate containers like the ones shown. The use of plastic or any other non-approved container is not allowed on this project. Fire extinguishers must be within 20 feet of hot work being performed or mounted within 20 feet of any petroleum-powered equipment or tool. Fire extinguishers must have documented monthly inspections on the tag, not be expired, and in good working condition. Falls continue to be the leading cause of death and serious injury in our industry. Any work performed at a height of 6 feet or higher or use of a boom lift requires 100% tie-off 100% of the time. Mid-rail chain is required in all scissor lifts. Follow the manufacturer's instructions or other requirements for fall protection. A competent person must plan for the appropriate anchorage systems and personal fall arrest systems, and these should be inspected prior to each use. All floor holes, deck penetrations, manholes, and roof openings greater than 2 inches must be covered and marked as opening, do not remove. Covers must be secured from movement and maintained by the trade that created the hazard. Maintain guardrails in safe condition. Do not remove without permission from Sundt supervision. If a guardrail is broken, unsecured, or damaged, notify the supervisor or Sundt supervision immediately. Danger flagging is only to be used for danger to life or limb. Signs must be attached stating the reason for the flagging and a number to call for entry. Only authorized employees completing the work can be inside the danger flagging. No other employees are allowed to cross the danger tape without permission. Caution flagging can be used and crossed by other employees when a hazard can be seen and avoided. Signs must be attached stating the reason for the flagging and the number to call for information. Flagging for use as a controlled access zone must be installed a minimum of 6 feet back from the fall hazard. In order for safety barricades and danger or caution flagging to be used correctly, it must be installed correctly, maintained, and immediately removed when the hazard no longer exists. Ladders can be useful tools when used for their intended purpose. When used incorrectly, they are the leading cause of falls and serious injuries. Make sure the ladder is inspected for damaged or missing components and that all of the manufacturer's labels are in readable condition. Make sure that you set up and use the ladder per the manufacturer's instructions and that it is secured. Never stand on the top or the next rung down on a step ladder. Scaffold must be inspected before each use by each trade using the scaffold. Inspections must be documented and turned into Sundt. Scaffold required proper tagging to inform employees that a scaffold is safe or unsafe to use. Red tag means stop. Green tag means go. All employees must be properly trained before using scaffold. Training documentation must be available. Electricity is everywhere on our projects, and so are the hazards associated with it. Ground Fault Circuit Interruption Protection, or GFCI, is required on all outlets, including generators and house power. All generators must be grounded. Ensure that adequate lighting is present to perform the task. Headlamps might work well for what's in front of you. Well, what about moving around the area that you're working in? Only designated personnel are allowed to operate equipment. Operators' names must be submitted to the Sundt project supervision and approved prior to them operating equipment. Anyone improperly using portable restrooms or writing graffiti anywhere on the job site will be removed from the site. Know where fire extinguishers and first aid kits are located. Remember, it's safety by choice for yourself, your family, and your coworkers.